second place in their division. The Phillies are on their heels. Some other teams are on their heels if the Marlins slip into the wild card spot. They don't want to do that. They want to keep winning games like they did last night, Todd, and they did it thanks to a huge night from Brian Anderson.
Yeah, Andy had a fantastic second game, a career game, one that you will always remember. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs, and really jump-started this offense, an offense that needed to be picked up after a game one that just had a couple of singles for the entire group. So, Andy, you see the list. It's a pretty nice little list. Cody Ross, Brian Anderson, obviously Mike Lowell, 7 RBIs in the game as well, including Gary Sheffield. It's a special day. That's really what it comes down to. I remember, and I did it one time in my career, Paul, it triggered a 16-game hitting streak, and I think that's what we want to talk about when it comes to Andy, is how vital he is to this offense. And at times this season, maybe a little up and down, but if he's getting ready to get hot, now is the perfect time.
Absolutely, and a perfect time for Pablo Lopez to get back on track as well. He was great early on, a couple of rough starts, but his last time out, he was back on track.
Now, Pablo loves pitching at Marlins Park. He's been outstanding his entire career in this building, and was his last time out against the Philadelphia Phillies. A quick early test as McCutchen took him deep right early in the ballgame, first batter, and then settled in just 2 hits the rest of the way and dominated a Philadelphia Phillies team that, again, has playoff hopes. So it was a big start, as is tonight.
And it's a big test for the Marlins as well, as they are up against Patrick Corbin. Maybe some up and down for him this year, not as dominant as he's been in the past or even last year. But as a national against the Marlins, look out. An ERA a little over 2.
Now, some outstanding numbers. Really what it comes down to is, does he make enough mistakes with the slider that the Marlins take full advantage of? And I think it will be the same story tonight. 42%.
That was a good way to start this one. Let's see if the Marlins can continue what they did last night against Trey Turner, Juan Soto, Asdrubal Cabrera and company. Eric Thames, Yan Gomes, Luis Garcia in the middle of the lineup. Carter Kieboom, Andrew Stevenson, and Victor Robles to round things out for the Washington Nationals. Pablo Lopez looking to piggyback a good start after his last one, which came against the Phillies, his 10th start of the year. Bounced back from the shortest outing of his career a couple outings ago, an inning and 2/3 against Atlanta, and completed 7 innings for the second time this year. That, Holly, is the Pablo we know and love.
Well, in the 4.02 ERA, still probably a little bit high for most of our eyes, as good as he was early on this season. Most of the time we were talking a sub-2 ERA after a couple of bad ones. Impressively, he's only given up 4 home runs this year and 47 innings of work, but that home ERA is what I always get back to. He did it last year. You saw maybe a little less of it, the season before, but he loves pitching at
Beautiful look at Biscayne Bay on a Saturday afternoon and early evening now as Miguel Rojas leads things off. After him, it's Starling Marte. Garrett Cooper's at first. We've seen him. Jesus Aguilar, the DH. Brian Anderson, the big day, back over at third. Lewis Brinson in right. Dickerson in left. Rodriguez at second. And Chad Wallach is behind the plate. On the hill is Patrick Corbin. 10th start of the year. Coming up on 200 in his career. This is 197. And going on 6 days rest for the Washington Nationals. There's a pitch outside. Second start this year against Miami.